Hey, God bless you this morning. This is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Don't worry, there's social distancing. I'm at the park out here in Arlington. Just wanting to get out the house a little bit. By the time you get this video, it'll be one day next week. But yes, this is a nice Sunday afternoon, and I want to come to you today. Prayerfully, this video finds you well, and thank you for being with me on Morning Nuggets with Pastor Nate. I want to talk about nothing is free, not even freedom. Yes, that's right. People say, I'm free, but let me tell you, there's even a cost to freedom. And we're going to talk about it today. Freedom is the power or the right to act or speak without restraint. That's true. This is a country where we have the freedom of speech to say whatever, but how many know there's even a cost to that? Because in many cases, when we say things, a lot of people may not like what we say, and there are some consequences on what we say. And I think that's why the scriptures say, be slow to speak and swift to hear. Even though we have rights, but still we could say something that can offend someone. We could say something that maybe can cause confusion. So even with the freedom of speech, we still have a responsibility. And that's the cost part that I want to talk about. It's the responsibility that comes along with freedom. Yes, we have the freedom, but we just can't go and just act in freedom recklessly. There is responsibility. I'm at the park, so if you hear a lot of background noise, there's people over there talking. So hopefully that doesn't interfere with the upload today. So yes, we do have the freedom to say and act, but we still have to deal with the cost of criticism, the cost of hatred in some cases, and the cost of being threatened. Now, the scripture says, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. Jesus freed us, yes, from sin, and we are free. But even in that freedom, there is a cost, because now you can't do the same things that you used to do. You can't live any kind of way. It's going to cost you your life. I was willing to give up my life for Christ's sake, and this is the best life that I've ever experienced. Once I became into the knowledge of Christ and I am a new creature, that was the best decision I've ever made. Now there's a cost, because I have a responsibility to walk uprightly, to walk in righteousness. I can't say what I want to say. I can't do what I want to do. I can't even go where I want to go. That's the cost. But I don't mind paying that cost, right? Because I know in the end, the payoff is out of this world. And I think sometimes we have to teach our teenagers that, because I know they get so upset and frustrated with their parents, and they're like, my gosh, I can't wait till I turn 18, because I'm gonna get out the house and I want to do what I want to do, and I want to live how I want to live, and I want to go where I want to go. But they aren't counting the cost. Yes, they're free, they're 18, but guess what? Now you got to wash your own clothes now. You got to wash your own clothes. You got to put your own clothes in the cleaner. You got to pay your own bills now. You got to pay the water bill, the gas bill, the insurance, your car note. Put gas in your car. Mom and dad ain't going to be doing that now, because you on your own. You see, they're not looking at the cost of freedom. Even though they're free, they're released from their parents' house, there's still a cost. Now the scripture teaches us right here in Luke 14:28. I'm just going to paraphrase it. He says, Jesus was saying, you intend to build a tower, but how you going to build the tower? I'm just paraphrasing. How are you going to build a tower or a building or build anything without counting the cost? Yes, you got to count the cost. Going back to the teenagers, they got to count the cost. They need to consider the cost of freedom. You can't build a building. You just don't build your house or go buy your house without looking at your income, making sure that you can afford the payments. People like, oh, I'm going to get me a house. I got the money, but have you count up the cost of maintaining the house? The lawn care, the insurance and the taxes, all the stuff that comes along with the house. Same thing with buying a car. You have to count up the cost. And I think a lot of people get in the situation because they have the freedom to do whatever, but they don't think about the cost that's involved. Can I get a witness today? All right, and we're gonna wrap this up in a little bit. You may have all the money in the world, you may experience financial freedom, but there's a cost to that, because now you got to understand how to grow your money, right? You just don't have a whole bunch of money without making investments and doing this. You got to be smart and be a good steward of your money, because if not, you probably could lose it. So there's even a cost in money management. Even with the person who has all the money in the world, there's a time to buy, there's a time to invest, there's a time not to spend. You got to understand that there's a cost of having financial experts like a team, you know, or financial advisors and accountants and different things. So my point is, everything has a cost. If you don't believe me, ask the prodigal son. Y'all remember that? I'm gonna wrap this up. This man, the son, wanted the inheritance even before the father died. How disrespectful. But the father gave him his inheritance, had the financial freedom, went to a far country. He didn't count up the cost, because guess what? He spent it on righteous living, partying and doing all different types of things, and spent all his money, wound up in the pig pen. Why? Because he did not consider the cost of financial freedom. Friend, I pray that this exhortation blesses you. Just always remember that nothing is free. And I just proved it in scripture. Freedom is costly. That freedom is not free. Nothing is free. Share this video with someone. Thank you for your support. Subscribe, like, share it. Let somebody know about this video. Maybe it'll bring some insight. Maybe this will help manage our freedom, our life of freedom, much better. Till next time, friend, be at peace and not in pieces.